So, I've been wanting to play around with some mods in Total Warhammer 3, but I figured that before I did that, I should probably go ahead and try out the two legendary lords that came with Shadows of Change that I have not yet tried. Yuan Bo and the Changeling. The Yuan Bo going up first. Now, I expect I'll probably only do a video or two with either of them, unless I really have a lot of fun, as I would like to switch to using some mods, some pretty cool mods that have come out in the meantime. Immortal Empire's expanded, for instance. There's a mod that's been expanded quite a bit in the past couple of weeks, and I'd like to play around with it. But nonetheless, the focus for today should be on Yuan Bo, so let me shut up about that. So Yuan Bo has his whole mechanics going on. I forget what the name of it was, but he could fiddle with, he got special like edicts as a result of harmony, the harmony mechanics. But beyond that, he has the high elf trade agreement spying mechanic. He has increased diplomatic relations with the rest of Cathay. He has plus 5% research rate for each province capital. That's actually pretty crazy. Plus 2 hero capacity for astromancers. That's nice. And his own army has plus 25 winds of magic power reserve capacity and minus 30% upkeep for all the DLC units that he came with. And the little lore blurb is that Yuan Bo is using his formidable magic and vast information network to salvage an expedition in Lustria. So, when I look at the map here, the start position map, he starts in Lustria, but he also owns a little corner of Cathay. I don't know if you start off getting the Malice Darkblade choice to give up the little fragment of Cathay you start with. I'd prefer to do that, as Cathay is on the opposite side of the world. I'd rather not have to try and run two separate empires at once. But if I have to keep both, then I guess I'll have to improvise. And let's go ahead and get this campaign loading, though we'll probably get a cutscene first, won't we? Oh, we're going to get loading and then we're going to get cutscene, yes. So we've got the loading screen tip for the Isthmus of Lustria. I forgot the Isthmus of Lustria got its own loading screen little lore blurb there. Then again, who really starts there other than Mazdamundi and Solostra? Because I've not played Mazdamundi or Solostra since Warhammer 3 launched. Kind of think of it, I've never really dug in on a Mazdamundi or a Solostra campaign at all. I should look into that at some point. When it comes to Lizardmen, I've always taken the easier option of going with good old Krokgar or Gorok or Nakai. I need to give Tehinoin a shot at some point, though, because I've always been interested in the idea of skink armies. I've just been spooked. It's one of the things that's quite nice about a Lizardman campaign is getting access to Saurus as a pretty easily accessed, relatively cheap, but very high-quality infantry unit. Okay, let's go ahead and get this cutscene started. If you're hearing a bit more background noise than usual, that is because I have, at the current moment, got bothered. I'll just shut up for now.
Dragons, a force of jade and steel, deep in the heart of the central provinces.
Nice.
The jewel in the crown of the celestial empire. Home to the great Wu-Xing compass. Watched over by its vigilant guardian, the Jade Dragon, master of the meteor winds. The architect of Grand Cathay's destiny. Yet as light turns to darkness, he schemes. Commanding a vast network of unrelenting spies. No lies go undetected. No whispers go unheard. The dragon's eyes are everywhere.
All right.
I must range out beyond our borders. Cathay's security demands it.
Don't know what possible threats Cathay could have from Lustria, but there you go. Okay, so yeah, like I said, you may hear a bit more background noise than usual. I have borrowed a microphone from my dad that he ordinarily uses for the purpose of recording music. And it is generally more quality and more sensitive than my usual microphone. So it may pick up more background noise that the other microphone didn't. And if it does, I am sorry about that. It is a borrowed mic, however, so don't expect it to be a problem that sticks around for too long. I definitely want to look into getting a new microphone come Christmas time, but we're still a few months out. Alright, so let's see. We have the Jade Court. It is the Jade Dragon's duty to increase the Celestial Emperor's influence in the world by fully harnessing the power of the Wuxing Compass. Yuan Bo must activate 4 dormant directions unique to the Jade Court that point toward distant sites of great power. Constructing an astromantic relay at each site will empower the compass to greatly strengthen Cathay's dominion and bring Yuan Bo closer to campaign victory. As astromantic relays are constructed, the Jade Dragon must stay prepared for hostilities from those who seek to stop the redirection of the winds of magic. Successfully activating the 4 dormant directions will lead to the final incursion. Okay, let me go ahead and check. Is the recording working? Yes, it is. And it is in the right format of recording because people are currently sending me messages through Steam, and luckily those should not be recorded. Okay, so we need to start off by beating some orcs. Let's see here. Yuan Bo starts with an army. Let's see. He himself has... Oh, that's all right stats. That's pretty solid stats for a lord. Yeah, that's pretty good. And he himself has... What spells has he got? He can transform into a dragon. He has an ability... Emperor's Executioner. It is just a damage spell, just an anti-lord or hero damage spell. It's a little bit odd. He comes with a Jade Shield spell and the Shim's Burning Gaze spell by default. Neither are bad. Mastery of the Elemental Winds. And he has Executioner. He will execute units in combat below a 20% hit point threshold. What, do they just get nuked out of existence? That seems like that'd be kind of strong. Now, regardless, let's see. The rest of his army, Jade Warriors, Peasant Spearmen, Peasant Archers, Longma Riders, the Jade Lion, and the Onyx Crowman. Now, the Jade Lion, let me remind myself, what abilities does this guy have? He has a Breath Spell, he has Strider, he is immune to Psychology. Kind of surprising he doesn't have Unbreakable, but I wouldn't want there to be too many units in the game that have Unbreakable. It's more surprising he doesn't have Construct. Jade Conduit, so he gives us access to our Winds of Magic a lot sooner. Causes fear and 20% physical resistance. Pretty good monster stats, not anything crazy, but pretty good monster stats. Yeah, very fast monster. Decent charge bonus, decent melee attack, good weapon strength. He doesn't have an anti-infantry or an anti-large bonus, curiously, but he does increase weakness to fire, which, do I have any units that do fire damage? Not yet. Onyx Crowman give me increased visibility range, meh. But they are oh, right, yes, what is the harmony of... I only have 1 unit with yin harmony. Okay, so I'm not going to be using the yin or yang bonus system very much here. Okay, well, let's go ahead and throw on this alchemist that we start with. Kind of weird that Yuan Bo starts with an alchemist instead of an astromancer. My understanding was that Yuan Bo was perhaps one of the more traditionalist and suspicious of the Cathayan legendary lords, who wouldn't appreciate the more upstart astromancers, or excuse me, alchemists.
Cathayans, to war.
Okay, let's see here. We'll play this battle just to play around with the new toys. Let's see here. Savage Orcs, Savage Orc Archers, Savage Orc Boar Boys. No biggins to be found in the army. The War Boss is probably going to be the biggest threat. Which, luckily, I do have Yuan Bo, so Yuan Bo is probably going to be a pretty good anti-lord duelist. In terms of what we'll be spending our Winds of Magic on, Jade Shield, Shim's Burning Gaze, or Searing Doom. Shim's Burning Gaze is really good against monsters and such, so I doubt I'll use that. Jade Shield, not a bad idea against the Savage Orcs, I suppose. But Searing Doom seems like it would have really good potential. I think I'll probably end up using Searing Doom. What's the map gonna look like? I don't even need to bother looking at that. This battle's gonna be too easy. Drock the Orrible. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and mention it now. Just a little lore thing. The Onyx Crowman, I find it odd they're explicitly stated to be like manifest fragments of yin magic, almost like demons, but forged by more orderly wizards. I find that a little odd. I mean, it's certainly not unprecedented. There are certainly plenty of good, or relatively good magical beings in Warhammer. But to be honest, at first when the idea of Croman was brought up, and when I first saw the unit, I was kind of thinking, see, let's see, who benefits from fighting in the jungle here? I guess we have slightly more missiles and fast units. But we have our large units have Strider or their flyers, right? Yeah, so we probably want to actually fight in the jungle. So we'll start deployment. 10 is good. Let's see here. At the same time, we can make them fight uphill, which is a good idea. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah. Set the pikemen up. We'll set the Jade Swordsman. Let's do the opposite of that. Let's set the Jade Swordsman in front, and we'll set the pikemen along the flank. And I know they're called long spears, but I don't care. It's just a Shogun 2 reference. See, the Jade Lion. We might end up using the Jade Lion mostly against the Boar Boys. The Onyx Chrome, I'm not entirely sure where to use these guys. Let's see. They've got pretty good melee stats, really, compared to Fellbats or Harpies. Yeah, generally pretty good stats. And the Longbow Riders are going to be an even better flying unit, so we'll keep them there. And then Yuan Bo and the Alchemist will go there. Not a bad formation, really. Now, what I wanted to say was that I thought... Oops, that's not the right button. I thought, well, so in the Empire or Bretonnia or the Southern Realms or Kislev, the Beastmen are arguably, they're not an accepted people. And what the Beastmen of the old world don't seem to be that particularly good-hearted, so who can really say how much of that comes down to chaos, and how much of that just comes down to the old world treating them poorly, so they wind up having to live poorly to survive. But regardless, Cathay is specifically remarked upon as having minorities of the Monkeymen and Tigermen. And I'm just going to keep speaking over Yuan Bo here, I don't care what he's saying. Cathay is specifically remarked upon as having minorities of Monkeymen and Tigermen. And I was wondering if the Crowmen would be, like the Monkeymen and Tigermen, minorities of accepted Beastmen. But apparently not. Apparently they are basically some form of, like, bound elemental of some kind. I gotta say, though, they are a really cool, unique-looking unit. The Jade Lion, also very cool. Looks very happy and friendly, really, for a giant... Well, it's kind of... It's a lion, but it's also kind of just... It kind of looks like a dog, but it's got antlers. Okay, let's see. They're going to try and make me come to them. Though I could... If I set the Alchemist out on her lonesome, she would just get attacked. So let's put them further down the hill. Yeah, this is more of a sheer decline. Let's do that. Yeah, let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at our... Let me go look at my men. You know, I think Jade Warriors are a really cool looking unit, and it's a pity that Peasant Spearmen are just so good that you rarely ever find yourself using Jade Warriors as Cathay. But then I've never been one to play the optimal meta sort of way. I generally prefer to play the game, well, as I feel like playing it. Though, it depends on what mods you have set on for balance. It can be more difficult in the late game of Total Warhammer to play the game the way you want to play, as the AI is just going to start doom stacking like mad. That's one of many reasons why I tend to play with mods like the Tabletop Gaps mod. We're getting lower frame rates a little bit there. Let's go ahead and speed this up so we don't have to sit there and watch these guys mill their little legs over there. Okay. How close are we to being in range to throw out a Searing Doom? Pretty good. It is a bombardment, though. Keeping that in mind, the AI is usually pretty good about dodging bombardments. So it may perhaps be, let's see. What's the range on Shim's Burning Gaze? it may perhaps be wise to send... Yeah, let's send Yuan Bo ahead of everybody else. Whoa, he's fast. For a foot slogger, he's... Oh, 46 speed. That's quite good for a foot slogger. Yeah. Very nice. Okay, let's see. What's the overcast version of Shim? Armor piercing. Bleh. Pass. Let's go ahead and we'll cast it on the Boar Boys. The Boar Boys are bigger targets. They're more likely to take more damage. Alright. Take this, you fools. Oh. Most of the shots missed. I annihilated one Boar Boy. There's a hill in the way and Yuan Bo failed to account for that. Or rather, I guess I did. I can't blame him for my mistakes. Let's see. I'm tempted to try Searing Doom, even though I know that the AI will move around it. Better to, if I'm going to lame it out here and use artillery to force the opponent to come to me, better I, well, for one thing, better I move over just a little bit so that Yuan Bo's not going to hit the hill again. Sheesh, she is fast. Okay, probably won't hit the hill this way. Okay, let's see this shot go. At only 5 runs of magic, it's not too expensive of a spell. Oh, nope, did it again. Well, we again annihilated one Boar Boy. Take that, you dumb fool, I guess. Hang on, let's go ahead. The camera's so awkward. This is another mod I need, is the better camera mod. So awkward to tell how I'm going to shoot from here. You kind of need the better camera mod for that. Okay, let's see. Here come the orcs. Let's go ahead and get Yuan Bo behind friendly lines here. Now, let's see. What is the... Is everybody getting the yin bonuses? Yes, the harmony bonuses. They are. Okay, let's see here. We are going to want to use the Longma Riders and the Onyx Crowmen to get flanking going. And we're probably going to want to use the Crowmen to go after their archers. Not that Savage Orc archers are the most terrifying thing in the world, exactly, but I prefer not to deal with it if I can help it. Okay, let's see here. How many archers have we got to deal with? Not a whole lot. Let's go ahead and send these Longma Riders after them then. And we'll send the Jade Lion after these Boar Boys. The Pikemen we will not charge in. We don't want them to take the much more brutal charge of the Savage Orcs. Savage Orcs have pretty good charge bonus, really. So let's let the Pikemen absorb the charge themselves. Okay. Now, let's see. We're going to cast Searing Doom. Where would Searing Doom best be cast? This isn't a bad spot right here, yeah. While Yuan Bo will cast some of his stuff on the Orc War Boss. And wow, that is bonkers damage. Sheesh. Yeah. Wow, let's go ahead and cast, let's cast Jade Shield on Yuan Bo himself, just to make sure that he doesn't take too much from the War Boss during this fight. Oh, I'm just letting myself get flanked here. I'm not sure what the deal is with the AI here. Let's get the peasant archers out of the way. Let's see. We're going to... Oh, I see the Crowmen have just utterly stopped. Okay, the Jade Lion is not winning this fight as much as I was expecting. Let's send a Searing Doom to help him. Let's let the, Is Yuan Bo going to finish that guy off? No, not really. Okay. And these boars over here. Yeah, okay. We're getting a chain route. There we go. Very nice. Let's see. Let's not chase down the war boss. Don't need him dead. Oh, Yuan Bo can't switch to his dragon form, right? Once the battle's over, you can't switch you can't transform. Which did make sense back when transformation was only a thing Malice could do, though it's a little bit odd that the dragons can't do it. Okay, the Onyx Crowmen are evidently excellent at running down enemy stragglers, so that's quite good. That's a nice little benefit to these guys. And we will just speed things up because they will be, yep, making short work of these guys almost certainly. Yep, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Evidently they've got good attack animations for pursuit. All right. Yeah, we lost more Jade Warriors and more of the Jade Lion than I should have, but I didn't know that the Jade Lion wasn't perhaps that much of a monster that could stand on its own. Probably should have figured that. He didn't have the stats of just a major big crowd killer. Oh, a little lore blurb for Lokir Blackheart recruiting Dark Elf Black Ark Corsairs. Why is he calling Lustria the Mysterious East? Lustria is at the same longitude? It is longitude, right? Lustria is at the same longitude as Naggaroth, generally. Well, whatever. The Dark Elves probably label anything that isn't Naggaroth as the Mysterious East. Let's see here. We can get replenishment. That's pretty good. 400 gold. Unit experience. I'll take the replenishment. Need to stay on the war trail. There we go. Alright, now we've got here... We're actually out of movement. I didn't expect that. 1,000 gold. Whoop. And if we capture and occupy the High Sentinel, we'll get the Ruby Ring of Ruin, plus another 750 treasury. Okay, let's see here. We're going to want to recruit some extra units here. And we don't have anything too impressive here. Let's grab some extra Peasant Archers, because we're a bit lacking for units that provide Yin harmony. And Peasant Spearmen are they're just never a wrong unit to recruit. Okay, we already have a unique skill there. Ooh, an enhancement for Emperor's Executioner. Route Marcher is always the first skill to go for, but that is pretty tempting. That's pretty cool. Yuan Bo seems like he might be the best of the three dragons in terms of being an individual combatant himself. Which is odd. I wasn't expecting that, but then again, I guess Miao Yang and Zhao Ming offer better buffs to the rest of the army. I know there's certainly a few mods out there where Miao Yang gives a better bust to the rest of the army as well, but those people are degenerates. Let's see. Searing Doom, I'll take it. Not too shabby. Recruiting more peasants. Let's see. Isle of the Crimson Skull. Oh, we already start with ownership of the Floating Pyramid. Well, it's dirt cheap to get that started, so I'll go ahead, even though old Gormog Gitwrencha is uncomfortably close to it. And we have a ruined dock, so we'll take that. Other than that, we have a very unimpressive starting province here. Now, let's see. What's going on the other side of the world? Oh, the frame rate. Way over here in Shangwu, we have a also not great province here. Oh, okay. Shangwu has the Palace of Scrolls landmark. At the heart of his palace sits the true base of Yuan Bo's power, where bureaucratic control is maintained using countless scrolls of endless tallies and projections. Increases diplomatic relations, lowered recruit rank, income from all buildings in the local province, and allegiance point gains per turn. Very nice. Let's see. He also gets access to wild animals, but we won't be fiddling with that. What we're going to want to do out here is we're going to want to get some growth buildings. Now, Harmony is now on a per province basis. This is my first time playing Cathay with this being how Cathay works. So we're going to... minus 15% upkeep for armies in province. That's pretty great. That's pretty cool. That makes Cathay a much stronger defensive race, faction, whatever. Very nice. And plus 20% campaign movement range for armies in this province. So what we're going to want to do here is we're going to immediately throw things out of whack, the harmony here, because we need growth. Now, let's see. Construction cost or recruitment cost? No? Income from all buildings. The tea parlor is still quite good, yes. We will go for now, though, with the Labor Conscription Bureau, as we will likely need more. We will likely want to save money on construction. We are also going to want to recruit a lord here in Shangwu if we're going to have to keep this place. We'll be recruiting, well, let's not go with the Celestial... Oh, really? Celestial Generals and Lord Magistrates are the same price. Well, in that case, we're going to be recruiting a Celestial General. Let's see, and he is still set. You can still pick Yang or Yin, which I assume changes the buffs they get. The buffs. The buffs. I'm getting a little bit northern there. I can't do the accent properly. I'm American. Deal with it. Changes the buffs you get from the tech tree, I assume. Trained. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Strategist. That's also not bad. Solid. Well, the Celestial General is already. Yeah, the Celestial General already looks like a pretty beefy melee lord, so Solid's got some potential to it. Tactician. I've never been big on leadership aura buffs. You know what? I'm actually gonna take. Yeah, I'll take Solid. Why the hell not? So Ren Jung-sun here will be recruited. He's a little bit of a stern-looking fella, and he will be also recruiting some units. Let's see, we will get him some spearmen, and then we will get him archers in a moment. We need to set our Wuxing compass. Now, let's see, the Wuxing compass is different for Yuan Bo. I see he has the 4 extra directions because you need to build them. Let's see, Dragon River, really? Is Dragon River not already one of the default positions? Let's see. The Celestial Lake. Yes, yes. So the Dragon River, which is the one far to the northeast, it is the border between the eastern side of the eastern steppes and the eastern provinces. It starts where the Grand Bastion ends, and if we want to empower it, we need to take Hexodal. Okay, so we're really just going to be going in and violating the poor lizardmen, huh? So let's see, we have also got the Nongchang Basin, which is in the Jade provinces. It's the breadbasket of Cathay. And we have to empower it through the Great Turtle Isles. That's not too bad. We're already real close to them. The Broken Lands, which are... What are the Broken Lands? The Broken Lands, that's kind of just the entirety of the western provinces, isn't it? Regardless, we empower that through the Southern Sentinels, so we're going to go to the entire southern tip of Lustria to do that. That's kind of crazy. And Asher, the Tower of Asher, which is not currently on the map, right? I don't know. Which we take the Star Tower to empower that, so we're going to have to take... Okay, so it's really... We're going to have to take the western, southern, northern, and eastern ends of Lustria to empower the extra directions on the compass. And the rewards we get, the Nongchang Basin increases growth. The meter, the little meter you can fill up, increases growth, and it also provides construction cost and construction time. Not bad, not crazy either. The Broken Lands provide increased recruit rank and character experience gain. Oh, that's quite nice. A share increases the winds of magic. Perhaps not so useful. Well, Cathay has a lot of wizards, though, for a human faction. And Dragon River, you can more or less turn off attrition. That's odd, but it also makes characters immortal, which is also kind of odd. Let's see. The Great Bastion is more or less the same as always. It makes all of your settlements stronger in sieges and makes your armies replenish faster. And it also empowers the actual bastion itself. Oh, and it gives ancestral warriors while you're in your own regions. Okay, that's not derived from Harmony anymore. That makes sense. The Celestial Lake increases your money and your public order, and also increases the chance of the winds of magic increasing. Nice. The Warpstone Desert now increases the value of trade. Okay, that's more interesting. It used to be I never went for Warpstone Desert before they changed the compass, because if memory serves, all it did was it drained the winds of magic from Cathay, which was not really great. It was loreful in the Realm of Chaos campaign, especially because you were going to be fighting a lot of Tzeentch in the Realm of Chaos campaign, but in Immortal Empires, bleh. But yeah, that's quite nice. That's quite good. Especially +1 recruit rank for Caravan Masters. Very nice. Let's see. Dragon Emperor's Wrath reduces corruption, applies extreme attrition to anybody that's in the actual land mass of Cathay, and gives you access to the meteor. This is the direction I distinctly remember you do not want to use when you're fighting other Cathayan factions, because they also get Celestial Intervention. Okay, let's see. So, out of these, I'm really tempted. We don't have our first trade caravan yet. Correct? No, we do not. So what we're going to want to do then, I think, just because levels on a trade caravan are so good, I'm going to switch it to run the Warpstone Desert first. And I believe part of what I remember made Yuan Bo special beyond his edicts were that he gets to change the Wuxing compass direction anytime he pleases. He doesn't have to, you know, change it every 5 turns or 6 turns like the other Cathayan factions do. He gets to just change it willy-nilly. We're going to go for the Warpstone Desert for now, and in the process, get access to a higher quality caravan. Let's see, Ogre Ally or Nangao Ties? Let's see. Getting access to Ogre units does sound quite nice, so we'll go ahead and go for that. And Yutong will be setting out with 1,200 gold worth of cargo for, let's see, what's a relatively safe place we can hit? Whoops. Okay, here we go, yeah. 1,200 gold worth of cargo for Karazak isn't bad. I remember there's one in particular. There's one caravan reward in particular that I remember being particularly great. But I don't see it on the map right now. Karazak is what we'll go for, sure. Now, let's see. We also have technology and the matters of state. That's what it's called. Not edicts, matters of state. Technology, we just have, let's see, season trackers. Increased campaign movement range for Yang. Increased casualty replenishment rate for Yin. Nice, I'll take that. Oh! Increased casualty replenishment rate for Yin units. Curious. So for all of your missile units, as well as the Zhangu war drums and the Jet Lion, increased casualty replenishment rate. Huh, well, really you'd want the Yang units to get more casualty replenishment rate. It's kind of inevitable they're going to be the ones who take more casualties, but whatever. Increased campaign movement range for all Yang characters is quite nice.
We learn.
Now let's see. Oh, the Yutong Caravan has also got their first skill point. Let's see. Probably we're going to want to avoid the ones hidden stores if memory serves is always quite good. Better scales, we're gonna need money, but for now it's probably better to make sure that the caravan has a lot of survivability. So let's go ahead and for now go with hidden stores. Sure. Reduced attrition because the caravan's going to be going through a lot of regions that have attrition. Now, the last bit I'm going to hit before I stop this recording is I want to check out the Matters of State menu. I see. Okay, so we gather bits of steel and stone throughout the campaign. Steel is the active principle, the fire that fuels the heart of men and the hand that wields the blade. Steel tokens are used to perform the associated Matters of State actions, upon which they transfer into stone. Okay, so steel turns into stone when you do steel actions, and stone turns into steel when you do stone actions. I see. So I assume that then this is a limited resource that I get more access to as I complete missions and such. Yeah, stone is the passive principle, the careful cultivation of the self, the pen that signs away a life. Yuan Bo seems like a chill dude. Okay, what we got here, we have the Matters of State. Okay, it's showing us, yeah, okay, we can spend 2 steel for our first. Either we can instantly recruit, perform a recruitment instantly. Ooh, very nice. 1 man and 1 woman from every village, and 1 soldier from every garrison. Huh. Structured operation. The oversight of a dedicated handler and the removal of budgetary concerns does wonders for one's work ethic. Next hero action is guaranteed to succeed. Really? That could get pretty crazy. And for stone actions, crackdown. The cult of Qianqi is merely a facet of the deeper threats that Cathay faces. Root out conspirators and their ilk. The target settlement's province has its control and corruption all reduced to 0. Oh, okay, so both Yuan Bo and Mother Ostankia can do that. Huh, okay. Rush construction. A bit of extra oversight goes a long way to ensuring the carpenters spend their time on more critical matters. The target settlement instantly completes any ongoing construction. Okay, so steel actions are for your military stuff. Stone actions are for your domestic affairs. Okay, how do I get more stone and steel, I wonder? Probably not going to be able to find that out. For now, I'll hold off on these. I don't really need instant peasants. That would be a good thing to do at the start of the next turn. I'll try to remember that for the next recording. And speaking of the next recording, I'll see you folks then. Later.